140 miles north of London is Bentwaters, England. In December of 1980, a United States Air Force base armed with nuclear weapons was reportedly the site of a series of UFO encounters over a 3-day period.
There's no doubt about it. There's some type of strange flashing red light ahead. It's yellow. I saw a yellow tinge in it too. Weird. It appears that he may be moving a little bit this way. It's brighter than it has been. Yellow. It's coming this way. It is definitely coming this way.
Responding to reports of a possible downed aircraft, 3 patrolmen were sent out to Rendlesham Forest to investigate. Airman First Class Edward Cabanzag was one of the security officers present.
That night, we were on Security 1, which was in charge of mobile security for the Woodbridge base, and we responded to Jim Burroughs' sighting of something out on the edge of the flight line.
Well, the controller on the radio broadcast over the air that go down and check out a possible UFO.
It was a bunch of security officers responsible for the security of nuclear weapons during the Cold War. So these aren't just some fuzzy-headed, touchy-feely military guys. I mean, they're very serious people. You have 3 guys approach this craft. One guy gets too scared. Cabanzag decides to stay between the craft and the base and act like a relay with the radios, because there was a lot of radio interference. And then the 2 guys go out to the craft, and the whole perception of time was slightly altered, and it was a very ethereal, sort of surreal experience for both of them.
At that point in time, 3 of us had direct observation of the craft.
The closer we would get to it, we would lose communication, with Central Security Control.
It was shaped kind of like almost like a pyramid kind of shaped, just completely silent. It was warm to the touch, he said. And then, of course, he describes the symbols that were on the side of the craft. He inspected the craft, and he was there and I told him, I said, that was very brave of you to walk up to this thing and touch it. And my job was to determine whether or not it posed a threat to our base. And
it was, I say it measured probably about 9 feet long, maybe 6 feet high, a little higher, maybe 6.5 feet.
This was a up-close and personal encounter with a landed UFO, and with symbols on the craft, and I interviewed all the eyewitnesses, but listening to him do a on-the-ground investigation for 45 minutes with his logbook, which he still has to this day, the symbols on the craft, and describing how the craft lifted back off and maneuvered through the trees and shot off at a high rate of speed, and cooperated from the deputy base commander, who's a colonel, and the 2 other men that were with him that night. That is one of the most compelling UFO stories I've ever heard, because he touched it. It's not like he saw it or photographed it or heard about it. He actually touched it.